It's an amazing app and it's free of cost. Given at the services
Right.
that it provides, it's absolutely amazing. So
Mhm.
I have been suggesting that application to a lot of people. Um, you can also try it
Right.
actually.
And I watch. I basically listen because my phone is in my pocket. I listen to your videos a lot. So I started listening conversation from your videos only, and then I came to know about a lot other YouTubers as well. So you are the first person where I can say I've started listening to conversation videos.
So before we
Yeah.
proceed further, I would like to get to know you a little bit,
Hmm.
and also the audience would love to get
Of
to know
course.
you. So yeah, could you briefly
Mhm.
introduce yourself?
Yes, for sure. I would love to introduce myself. So, my name is Amit Singh. I'm a founder of a home health care, and we are specialized in providing high quality patient care service across Mumbai. I hold a degree in BSc IT. I was born in Uttar Pradesh, but I was raised in Mumbai, and I call Mumbai as a home. And
Hmm.
lately, I've started working on new things like on my fitness, and I'm a rookie YouTuber also. Recently, I've started making YouTube video like English learning, conversational videos. So yeah, that's pretty much about myself.
Hmm. Okay, that's so great to know that you're from
Yeah.
Mumbai. I mean, I visited Mumbai, I think 7 years ago, maybe, but I didn't get to visit like the
Okay.
proper Mumbai. I think I was just in the outskirts. That's why I just never really properly got to know Mumbai. But one thing I can say for sure,
Mhm.
the core memory that I have from Mumbai is eating vada pav and then again eating vada pav and then again eating
Yeah.
vada pav. So, could you tell me a little bit about the things that you're doing? Like, how are you managing things and what does your day look like? Like, walk me through your day from morning to evening, like the work
Mhm.
that you have to do and everything.
Mhm. So lately, I've started doing new things. Earlier, I was the laziest person in my family member. I just used to do my business stuff. That's all. And I used
Hmm.
to feel like I have done a lot of things in a day. But recently, I've realized no, I'm not doing anything. So it's been 2.5 months where I've started working on my fitness. So I
Hmm.
wake up at 6 a.m. I go for a walk where I complete 10,000 steps daily. And after coming back home, I start working on my business task for a few hours. Then by 11 a.m., I again go for gym, for strength trainings. And by afternoon, after having my lunch, I start making contents for social media for Instagram and YouTube. Then
Hmm.
by again evening, I do my business task again, and by late in the evening, when if I get any time, so I chill out with my friends. I play online games sometime. So yeah, after that, I call it a night.
Hmm. Okay, you have a skill
Yeah,
of
so that's
presenting
how.
yourself in a good way.
Yeah.
How did that come naturally, or was that something that you have had to work upon?
Uh, I guess it came naturally because in my office I had to communicate with a lot of clients on phone. So
Hmm.
more than 50 clients in a day. So by having conversation with them, I can say I developed this skill because I never
Hmm.
noticed. I'm hearing this for the first time from you that I have this skill also.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
judging by that, you studied in English medium school?
That's
Hmm.
right. That's right. I was
So,
privileged to learn in English medium school.
hmm. So do you think that helped you a lot when it comes to your communication skills?
Mhm. Uh, yes, I feel so. Earlier, I think like, because no one in my school, not my friends, not my teacher used to speak in English. So I
Hmm.
think that my school never helped me to learn English. But nowadays, I'm realizing, because if everything was in English, so grammar, I never worried about my grammar rules,
Hmm.
because I've learned everything in English. So that is the one best part. I used to feel like my school was didn't help me to improve my communication, but that was wrong.
Hmm.
Uh, it was just I was very good at reading, listening, everything. I was not able to speak, but when I started speaking, I realized that I'm able to understand what other people is trying to say. I just need to open my mouth and try to communicate with a lot of people. So yeah, my
Hmm.
schooling helped me a lot to learn English, I can say.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
same case for me, I studied in English medium school, but I felt like one person needs to put in the effort. Um, because what
Mm.
happens is when you actually go out in the real world, like you come out of the school and then you have to interact with people, that's when you get to know there are a
Mm.
lot of things involved. It's not just about spoken English, but it's also about the way you present yourself. Um, because what happens
Right.
is sometimes people stutter a lot because they are underconfident, or sometimes they go really really fast, they just want to get it over with,
Mhm.
and that also shows that you
Right.
don't have the confidence that it is required basically. So a lot of people say, like they have mastered spoken English, but because they don't have the
Mhm.
skills to present themselves, or they don't have the tone that it takes to grab the attention of audience, they are still struggling. So there are a lot of things involved, but
Right.
first step obviously is to master spoken English. Not master, actually, just having basic
That's
skills
right.
can also get you through a lot of interviews. Because I was just
Mhm.
talking about interviews with somebody before this session, and he told me a lot of things because he faced so many rejections and then eventually cracked the interviews.
Right.
So he told me like nobody really
Okay.
requires you to have mastery in English language. Genuinely, just having basic conversational skills and being able to grab the audience with your skills, I think that's what matters. So I was like, yeah, I mean, that is true. I never really
That's
thought
true.
about it in that way. Because what happens is people just stop and, just they feel like, well, I need to master English first in order to. They basically
Mhm.
create this comfort zone around them. And they feel like until and unless they
Mhm.
master English, they are not going to apply anywhere. Compared to somebody with just some
Right.
basic conversational skills, they start applying everywhere. They get in touch with the real world. They are going to learn much much faster, which is ironic, but that is true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, right? And as you mentioned about the communication skill, how you present yourself. Earlier, I used to do a lot of mistakes. For example, if I am aware of any situation, I used to interrupt a lot. If someone is talking, I used to interrupt them and start speaking myself. So I'm working on that now. I know I let other people to finish and then I give my thoughts. And there's one more thing, so it's been 1 month now. I'm practicing on a daily basis. So I maintain my fluency first. Then I notice that I give very vague answers. Like it's not clear. So I'm trying to be a more articulate on this.
Hmm.
So I take time before speaking. I structure my thoughts, what I'm going to say. So I'm working on that also. But yes, again, first you need to master. I mean, you should start speaking, and then you can work on your communication skills as well. There are a lot of
Hmm.
other aspects also while speaking, how you're speaking, how your pace should be. There are a lot of
Hmm.
things. So I guess working in sales also, you will develop that quality.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically you told me that you were good at reading and writing, however you were not confident when it comes to spoken English. So how did you get through that? Like, if you can walk me through the entire journey of you mastering basically the communication skills as well as spoken English.
Right. Of course, I would love to share this. So, like other people, people say I'm very passionate about English. It was not the case with me.
Hmm.
I was forced to learn English. I was pushed, I can say. So I have a degree in BSc IT, but
Hmm.
unfortunately, because of my weak coding skills, I couldn't got the job in IT sector. So I had to support my family member that time. I had no other choice to get any job. So there was opening in sales in a home health care company. I took that job and started working there. So in initial days, I realized that all my colleagues, my surroundings, people used to speak very good English, and I was the only person who was struggling a lot. So I used to avoid conversation with them so that they don't know that I can't speak good English. But one day, my manager, he came to me and said, "Amit, you'll not be able to survive in this company."
Hmm.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So he said, "Amit, you'll not be able to
um
survive in this
is your,
company."
like, I cannot see your camera. Can you like turn it off? And yeah, okay, now
Ah,
it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, please
I'm really
continue.
sorry. I got a message, so I guess
Yeah,
there is
that's
some
okay.
problem. So yeah, he said, Amit, you'll not be able to survive in this company. You're not able to speak with them properly. So at that time, those words hit me like a truck.
Hmm.
My heart got sank, and so that day I promised myself, uh, because at that moment I was the only breadwinner in my family member. So losing that job was a very big problem for me. So I decided that I'll start working and learn English as fast as possible. So I started watching a lot of videos, I can say, how to improve your vocabulary, soft skills,
Hmm.
sales communication, those all things, and word by word, day by day, I can say I improved English. So talking to
Hmm.
a lot of clients in a day, hundreds of clients in a day, and trying new methods, implementing new words, new sentences. So from there, I learned English.
Hmm. So you were doing both the things
Yeah, so that was the
simultaneously?
story.
You were doing both the things. Basically, you were watching YouTube videos to master your English
Mhm.
communication, but also you were talking to clients in English language at the same time.
Yes. So what I used to do, after my office hour, I used to watch videos, and whatever I watch, I used to make a note of it. Okay. And those
Hmm.
notes I used to implement with my clients. I mostly watch sales scripts, how you can hand objection handling. And if my client is saying this, so how do I tackle that? And how can I impress my client so that the deal gets closed. So those
Hmm.
things I make a note of it, and next day I used to implement with my clients. And so yeah, from there I can say,
Hmm. But that's a really
yeah.
good approach because what people prefer is passive learning, which is like just
Mhm.
watching YouTube videos but not actually implementing it anywhere. And then they feel
Mhm.
this lack of confidence because, well, they are learning, but they are not actually applying it anywhere. And let's be honest, we are all learning so that we are able to interact with people outside our home in a confident manner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
S-
that's true. Yeah. So
Hmm.
here, I have also seen, people consume a lot of data. There are a lot of resources available. They would do is just, they will watch a lot of videos, but they will not implement it.
Hmm.
And the reason they will say, I don't have surroundings, whom do I talk with? So this could be one reason. But nowadays, there are a lot of resources. Even whatever I practice on a daily basis, there is one application called PeerUp that is totally free of cost. So I go
Hmm.
there, I connect with different people on that application and try to, deliver those things whichever I have learned. So it is helping me a lot.
Okay, so is it a audio video app or is it just audio? Because there are some apps that are purely
It's
audio.
audio.
Okay.
Yes, it is also an audio application and
Hmm.
it's totally free of cost, so you don't need to pay anything on that.
Hmm. That's great. So basically, you practiced
Yeah.
over there as well and then talking to clients.
Yes.
Hmm.
Right, right. Also, even whenever I have to make videos on my YouTube, I make a script and I practice my script also on that application. I tell my co-learner that I am a YouTuber, I'm practicing. So, would you, I mean, give me a feedback what mistakes I'm making? So, those people are very encouraging, I can say, because they are also here on that application to learn. So they will
Hmm.
never criticize you or mock you about your communication. They are very helpful, I can say.
Hmm. And on the positive side,
Yeah.
you also get a feedback, like an honest feedback from
Right.
them. And it's a win-win situation.
That's
You are
right. That's right.
able to present your script to them. You're also basically revising it, and they are also learning through
Yes.
you. So that's amazing. That's a win-win situation. That's
Exactly.
great. Yeah. Okay.
Right. And
So,
there's one more application. It's a video call, but I'm not working on that. It is
hmm,
like if you want to improve your accent, you will find a lot of native speakers on that application. But for now, I've thought, let me work on let me be a master communicator first, and then maybe in the future, I'll try to work on my accent too.
hmm. Okay. So, can you share the app
Yeah.
name for the audience?
Of course, for audio call, it is Peer Up. It is
Hmm.
spelled as P-E-E-R-U-P. And for the video one, I came to know from your video only. You were having conversation with Mr. Shiv or Shiva, I guess.
Yeah,
The application is called Episodium. Yeah,
yeah.
he mentioned it. So from there, actually, your video, I came to know from your
Hmm.
video only.
Yeah. Episode, and I think it's not all of them are native speakers over there, but it's
Mhm.
basically about learners from other countries, apart from India, because he
Right, right,
mentioned, I think, as much as I remember, he mentioned 90% of the users are not Indian on that platform, which is good in a
right.
way if you want exposure. So then that application is good.
Hmm.
And then when he suggested, so I also
Right.
tried the application for a day. So what happens on that
Okay.
application is that you log in, you create an account, and somebody connects with you, and she is going to, just have a basic conversation with you, ask about, if you could tell about yourself, your name, age, and everything. And then
Hmm.
she connects you to
Okay.
a room, and then you have to wait for a couple of minutes,
Okay.
and then you randomly get connected to
Yeah.
a person. That person can be from any country. I was mostly getting connected with
Right.
Indonesian people. So I told Shiv about this, and
Hmm.
he said that it purely depends on the time when you connect. So when I was
That's right.
connecting in
Yeah.
the afternoon, so
Hmm.
that's why I was getting a lot of people from Indonesia and Thailand, and I think there was somebody from Nepal as well. But yeah, it
Okay.
was absolutely lovely, connecting with people from outside India and sharing their
Right.
experience, also like how they are learning this language. And people across the globe are
Hmm.
really, really nice. Like, we basically,
Right.
they all have one motive, that which is to master English, and so they help each other out, and it's an amazing app, and it's free of cost, given at the services
Right.
that it provides. It's absolutely amazing. So
Hmm.
I have been suggesting that application to a lot of people. You can also try it,
Right.
actually.
Of course, I'm working on that, episode, and
Hmm.
you said, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm actually working on that. So, yeah, the goal, as you mentioned, the goal is to get exposure more and more, expand your horizon. If anyone wants to learn English, earlier I
Hmm.
used to think, there's something wrong with my English. But when I was having a conversation with one of the tutor from English, he
Hmm.
said there's nothing wrong with your English. The problem is you don't know the topic. So for that, you can try to communicate with different people on different topics. For
Hmm.
example, if someone asks me about politics and I know nothing about it, so even in my native language, I'll not be able to speak on it, right? Because I don't know
Hmm.
nothing. So once I start implementing those, nowadays I'm talking on different topics like sports, politics, lot other things. So little by little, I'm gaining some knowledge. So once I'll gain basic knowledge also, I'll be confident enough to speak on that topic. So
Hmm.
that day I realized that I have to expand my horizon and try to communicate with different people.
Hmm.
So that is also one thing.
but
Yeah,
that is something that's so difficult. I mean, if you have to talk about politics and you know nothing about it, then how do you keep the
yeah.
conversation going?
Exactly. So, of course, again, it depends upon the knowledge. If you're not really into that, you can definitely let them know I don't have any insights on this. But
Hmm.
if there is some situation where you have to share some insights on it, you need to get basic knowledge of it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gaining little knowledge from every sector.
Hmm.
Okay. So as you asked, I'm really sorry. So as you asked, what's my goal, to start a YouTube channel. So the pure goal, for me is to become a master communicator. I want to be a articulate speaker where I can clearly express my thoughts to other people. And the second thing is, there are a lot of competition in my business. So to
Hmm.
beat those competition, I need to be a good speaker as well. So these are the two reasons why I want to be a good uh, communicator, I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah. So there was uh, nothing in my mind, that I want to grow my YouTube channel. This is something, if I'll start recording myself, I'll make a habit, I'll be consistent about it, and I'll practice on a daily basis. This
Hmm.
was my goal. Yeah,
Okay, so
right.
yeah, no, that's good to know, because that's the ultimate goal, to help people, to help myself become fluent in this language. And so, yeah, that's amazing.
Exactly, exactly. Speaking of compliment, I would like to share this thing with you. So as I said, I go for a walk every day, where I complete 10,000 steps. So it requires 1.5 hour or 2 hours sometimes. So in
Hmm.
those times, I watch, I basically listen because my phone is in my pocket. I listen to your videos a lot. So I started listening conversation from your videos only, and then, I came to know about a lot other YouTubers as well. So you were the first person where I can say, I've started listening to conversation videos. I came across your video first.
Well, that means a
And
lot.
I must say, the impact which you're making from your videos, it is very inspirational to a lot of people.
Thank you so much for saying that. I mean, I nobody told me this, like in a live conversation, so I don't know what to say. But honestly, thank you so much. Like that makes me so happy to hear that like you got into this field through my channel. That's amazing because that's
Mhm.
always been the goal of this channel. So I that honestly
Right.
makes me so happy. Thank you so much for saying that. And so basically,
My
you
pleasure.
are listening to a lot of English
Mhm.
conversations and podcasts while walking. That's
Yes.
good. That's great.
Yes, yes. Right.
Hmm.
Even I've started, while doing other chores, if I'm in my gym also, I feel like,
Hmm.
instead of listening to songs, I should watch podcasts. I'll at least learn few new vocabularies. So that
Hmm.
I've changed my mentality to at that level, I can say.
Hmm. That's great. Because
Yeah.
like what happens is that even if you're not paying that much attention, honestly, to what you're listening while walking or while working out, subconsciously your mind is grabbing all the information through that video. You might not be able to repeat everything
Right.
that you've seen in that video, but even if you are able to grasp 20% of what you heard, I think your work is done. Like you are definitely upskilling
Right.
yourself in this way. So, yeah, that's great to know. For
That's right.
me, it was that
Yeah.
I would listen to songs instead of podcasts,
Hmm.
but I would listen to English songs. So for me, that
Okay.
was something that helped me. So that's why, when somebody says like how to learn English, there's no one particular answer. It all depends on your personal interests because when people force English upon themselves, when they force somebody else's journey upon themselves, they are not going to be able to be
Hmm.
consistent because eventually they are going to feel like I am genuinely not interested in how things are going and I feel like quitting. So
Right.
definitely finding something that you're passionate about. For example, I love listening to songs. Okay, well then simply
Hmm.
switching to the language that I want to learn would be so much more beneficial. Even if at the initial stages I was not really able to understand the accent because like
Hmm.
the way they speak and initially I had to like watch even the shows or movies that I used to watch. I had to watch them with captions on. That was the point.
Okay.
For example, like the US series called Friends. You must have heard about it. It's a very popular
Yeah.
series.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have told this repeatedly a lot of times, but I was not really able to understand what they were saying, like at all.
Hmm.
I mean, I was only able to get a little bit of what they're saying, and then I relied heavily on captions, and then you just get it. Like, you don't have to force it upon yourself to understand the accent, but gradually you just get it. And that was the same thing that happened with songs as well. I was not really able to understand every single sentence that they were singing, but eventually I got to the point that
Hmm.
now I understand everything. So that's genuinely just passion. And like passion is all it takes. Passion and your interest, when you combine
Right.
it with the goal that
Hmm.
you have in mind, you will definitely 100% be consistent because it all comes down to consistency. A lot of people get
Right.
frustrated with the way they have these huge thick grammar books and they feel like
Hmm.
they're not, obviously you're not going to enjoy it because that's one might feel like this is the perfect way for them. However, others might not feel that way.
Hmm.
So basically, it all comes down to that. So yeah,
Right.
I personally feel like learning a language in its natural form is the best way to learn.
Right.
despite
That's true. That's
studying
true. And
despite studying in English medium, actually, because like you also mentioned in our
yeah.
school also, like it was, I mean, it was a rule that you have to talk to each other in English, but nobody would do that because we were not comfortable doing that. We were also not confident, and if
Hmm.
somebody would try to speak in English with each other, people would think like this person is trying to be overconfident, like I don't know what they are trying to,
Yeah.
you know, present themselves like. So that was the thing, and that's the reason why
Right.
no student ever spoke in English with each other. Although, you know, we had these vivas, or when we had to write answers, that was obviously in English because obviously we were studying in English medium.
Hmm.
But apart from that, we never really worked upon spoken English. And so,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, so I would also like to add few things. As you mentioned about friends, so there's one more thing I forgot to inform you, how I improved my English. So this is the second point which I would like to add on. So I used to binge watch a lot, back in the lockdown. So I used to watch straight 6 to 8 hours American sitcoms, Friends, Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, everything, you name it, and I have watched it. So
Hmm.
that is also one thing, I trained my ears and brain, how people say native language. So that is also one major thing I can say which helped me a lot to learn English.
Hmm.
And second thing about grammar, there are a lot of people who are confused, who say whether we should go for grammar or we don't go for grammar. So I have noticed
Hmm.
one thing: the people who have learned in English medium school, they don't need to worry about grammar, because they have already learned everything in English from their junior KG to their graduation or high school. The people who have learned in their native language or Hindi medium school. So for them, I can say they need to give a little bit time on grammar. Like if they are giving 100%, so in that 20 to 30% of the time they can give to grammar as well. So
Hmm.
this is the thing which I've noticed about grammar. And when I learn English, when I want to learn English, so I don't focus on vocabularies particularly or on a single word. I try to learn the whole sentence. What's the meaning of the whole sentence? So I whenever I try to speak, I try to speak with the whole sentence only, not a single
Hmm.
vocabulary or word. So I've learned English that way. Instead of focusing on vocabulary, I used to focus on complete sentence.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and that's literally the best way because if also you've watched Friends, that you must be knowing that there are some of the sentences that native speakers speak that don't make sense to us because we don't regularly use them. However, when you practice that sentence, it naturally just fits in your daily vocabulary. That must have happened with you
That's
as well
right. Yeah.
because, yeah, for Friends, I can say this happened because I haven't watched a lot of US series, just Friends and The
Mhm.
Office US. If you have watched The Office US, I don't know.
I was about to watch it, but I quit in
Hmm.
between. So there are a lot
Okay.
of series are there. I want to watch Two Broke Girls, Two and a Half Men. There are a lot of series which are pending. Maybe in future I'll try to watch it.
Hmm. It was great
Yeah.
connecting with you. I felt like I'm talking to a friend, and it was amazing. And I hope to connect with you in future as well. And until then, have a great day.
Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. You too have a great. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah.